welcome back. My name is Anastasia with Best Washington Properties, brokered by eXp, and I am so happy you're here. Today, joining me is Brittany Cornelison. She is one of my agent partners, and we are here to talk about all things Brittany today, and I cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining me, Brittany.
Of course, Miss Thang. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's great. So let's not keep them waiting. Let's dive right into all of this fun information we have to provide for everybody. So the first question I want to have you answer is, how long have you been in real estate?
2 years. I actually just did my continuing education in January, so just hit my 2 years.
Yay. Yes. And it has been an amazing 2 years for Brittany. I know your backstory and a tons of information, but let's talk about, kind of those 2 years and what brought you to eXp.
Well, I think to start from the beginning, I was at a different brokerage. I was on a team at Keller Williams. Nothing but good things to say. I think what really drew me to eXp was, I don't think the office vibe was really for me. For me, it was a little bit distracting. I'm definitely somebody who I have to be in charge. Like, I want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to know what's what. I don't want someone breathing over me. And so eXp being cloud-based, that's definitely the first thing that drew me in.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. From our conversation too, I know that you were really looking to kind of brand yourself, and to be able to build that in even just our local community, but then also really broadening that reach so that you became your own well-known brand, and that kind of individuality that you were able to do at eXp, because there is so much freedom in branding. They, don't treat things like a franchise. It's not share eXp. They really do encourage you to build your own brand brokered by eXp, and support that individuality. And so I know that was really a key point for you too. And you've done such a great job being able to do that here. I mean, it's just so impressive. Your stuff really stays on brand. Your social media reflects that. And I think you've done a really great job with being able to do that. So yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know, and to piggyback on that, it is one of those things that when you first join a franchise brokerage, you are thinking, wow, like this is a big name. This is going to be good. And then you do come to the realization that, wow, I do really have to support that. And unless I, short of starting my own team, I mean, that's, even when you're on a team, that's your brand, you're supporting that. And, you can see me, I'm covered in tattoos. I am the poster child for, individualism. And so, like you said, yeah, that's definitely up there with why I came to eXp.
Yep, for sure. And I mean, you are able to now do that and have that flexibility. And the truth is that while many believe that, your brokerage is your brand, the truth is you are the brand. If you were to ask any one of mine or your clients, or even, people that just know us, they're not going to say, oh, she's with eXp, or, oh, she was with Keller Williams. You are the brand. They are going to identify with that more than anything else. And I think that sometimes that gets lost in translation. So it's really great that you were able to recognize that, and especially to recognize it at such an early space in your career. I think that's really amazing, and it's going to set you up for success long term.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's dive into that next question. Let's talk a little bit about what your motivation is.
Well, I mean, I think I can take that two directions. Motivation for me personally, myself, obviously my family, and, keeping food on the table and all those good things, as is everybody's answer. But the other side of that, though, until I joined eXp, I didn't realize how much I desired to be in a leadership position. I think that was really important to me, and I appreciate that eXp, opened that up to me, and especially you. That was more so you than eXp. That was you. But no, I think there needs to be a lot more transparency for newer agents. People saying, gosh, where did all these fees come from? I didn't realize that this is what it was, or I didn't realize I was giving up this much to my brokerage and franchise fees and splits with team commissions. And I don't think that's fair, especially if you do join on somewhere, you're signing a contract, and people take that seriously, as you should. Some brokerages will let you get away with, just walking away if it's not for you, but other people don't. And if you're going to sign into something, it's on both ends. It should be very transparent both ways. I don't think there needs to be any of this, let's keep it all hush hush until you're locked in, and then we're going to show you what's really up.
Right. Yep. And we're one of the only industries that's like that. If you think about other jobs, when you go and you accept the position, upfront what that job is going to look like, what your pay is going to look like, what your time invested is going to look like, what the constraints are around, maybe vacation time, what that's going to look like. All of those things up front. We are one of the only industries that is really under lock and key. Like, oh, well, we will disclose our information if X, Y, and Z. Well, it shouldn't be like that. We should all disclose our information because knowledge is power. And that's the best way, especially for new agents, for them to start to see how real estate works and what it is that they're getting themselves into with the choice they're making on where they hang their license. So I think it's a super valuable motivation to have, because there's a real need for that in our industry.
Well, and I think too, if you pull it even further out and you think about the fact of, like, look at how people view us. People think of real estate agents and they're like, used car salesman, like, just gross. It should matter to the people in this industry how people view us. And if you walk, talk, and act like a snake, well, guess what? Now we all look like that. And, we're not all like that. So let's all do better to have a better, vibe going on here.
Definitely. I 100% agree. I think it's really important. So I think, like I said, I think that's a great motivation to have for sure. So let's head on to our next question for everybody. I would love for you to tell everybody what your mission is for 2023.
I used to be super, super about the numbers and very like, if I want to make this much, I need to do this. And to do that, I need to do this, this, and this. And I had to really step away from that and realize that, like, I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to be able to know that, if I'm gone tomorrow, like, somebody will speak highly of me. Somebody will appreciate what I've done for them. So, it's not even really about, hey, come to eXp. It's let me help you find what you need, as a person, as a human being, as a new agent, as a seasoned agent. You're one of those people who talks to a lot of seasoned agents, and they realize that, it's less about business, and you need camaraderie. You need people who understand your mind and the way that you want to do things, and accept that of you, and not, look at you like that's not how you do real estate,
Right.
So for me, it's less about the money, less about the numbers. And I just straightforward, I just want to help people. I just want people to have someone to lean on. And even if they don't end up with me, hey, at least I know that I helped you find your place,
Yep. And for everybody, that is a little bit, their place is a little bit different. Not everybody is looking for the same thing. What your goals are may not align with what someone else's are, and that's perfectly okay. But knowing that you have the ability to be able to help them, you're able to provide those resources, I think is super important, because we could all use a bestie in real estate, somebody to be able to turn to, and to know that they have our backs and they're going to, lead us down a really good path. So I think that's a really great mission. And I can't wait to see all the things that you do this year and years going forward. I'm honored to have you as a business partner. And I really have loved watching you grow and already start to help so many other agents. And I can't wait to see what you continue to do with that. It's going to be great.
Thank you, Miss Thang. Couldn't have done it without you.
Aw, thanks. Well, that is all the questions I have for today. I would love, though, for you to tell everybody what is the best way to get in touch with Brittany.
So pretty much across all social media platforms, I am the itty bitty inked realtor. Maybe we can type it in somewhere
We
or
sure will.
tag
Yep.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, DMs, message, my Calendly. You can request to have a little video chat just like this. But yeah, itty bitty inked realtor. I'm on there.
Awesome. And we'll be sure to provide that in the details below, along with on the screen here. So they'll be able to find you pretty easily. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Brittany. I am so thrilled that we were able to make this happen, especially for all of the viewers. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to be able to provide knowledge and information to those who are looking for it.
Of course, always happy to talk with you.
Oh, great. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. I will see you next time.